And Galliano further away is Chinoy from Life Goes On and Forward Scout. They race to the halfway pointer at the 800 marker, and Jade Prince is the leader, about a half to 3/4 of a length on Rings of Gold and 2 to Ab Initio. Silver Castle given a nice run from Rara Eclipse, and then comes Palace Alice. Xantra dropping off from I Realise, Power of Pegasus, and then Captain Test. A couple Chinoy and Galliano, Forward Scout, and Life Goes On's last. Down towards the corner at the 400, and Jade Prince giving a sight. Leads about 3 lengths, Rings of Gold shaken hard. Rara Eclipse, Silver Castle, and then Ab Initio, followed by I Realise, making some headway, and then Captain Test and Xantra setting sail for the judge, and the rider goes for the whip on Jade Prince. Rara Eclipse is closing the gap, and then I Realise, Rings of Gold, and Captain Test. Jade Prince still in front, 100 to go, slowly but surely. Rara Eclipse is getting him. Jade Prince grabbed by Rara Eclipse, and Rara Eclipse comes away to win it. Rara Eclipse beat Jade Prince, and I Realise. From Life Goes On, Captain Test, Chinoy, Galliano, Rings of Gold, Power of Pegasus, Forward Scout, Xantra, and then Palace Alice. Silver Castle went awfully and beat one home Ab Initio.
11, 9 and 8 for race 7 at Warwick Farm. Raj Eclipse gradually wearing down Jade Prince. Jamie Innes, and a very, very good ride indeed. Okay, Greg Childs joins us.
You reckon?
Hopefully.
Okay, thanks, Hilton. And that next race from Cheltenham is coming up in about 11 minutes' time. Race 7 we're up to. Correct weight at Eagle Farm. Come here for Alan Bailey and Chris Whiteley. Successful. Molly Singer, Canadian time, 109.9 was the run. Weight's right. Now, the Navy Day Handicap, race 7 at Flemington. Here's Greg.
About half the field locked away. Favourite El Nino, and the quaddie will pay $549, 1,713 the previous 3 legs. Second favourite is Forest Jim, the quaddie there to pay $627. Paradiddle is the next in the market, $929 for the quaddie there, and 9 Oriole, $1,006 in the quadrilla. Forest Jim's been easy. El Nino very solid through betting. Paradiddle late support. Oriole a touch on the easy side. But El Nino, the popular one. Damien Oliver on board, yet to ride a winner here today. It's been a bit of a day out really for Damien. A day of outs rather. Now they're nearly set. Coming up now, Chart the Stars. Coming off a long spell, moved along, and the field is set now. Favourite in 1. Lights flash, 1400, they're away now, and a good dispatch with the exception of Chart the Stars, who drops back towards the tail. El Nino jumped well, but is going to settle about 5th or so, and it's Rotang Will Win Flyer. They bounce out and lead now. Going through is El Nino on the inside. He's pushing up along the fence to take the front now, and they're followed by Oriole in 4th placing, about a length and a half to Paradiddle, being trailed by Piper Star on the outside. They're really flying here. A break behind these to Forest Jim. He's drifted back. He's got 2 behind him, Currency Rep and Chart the Stars. El Nino going like the wind at the 800, led by 4 lengths to Will Win Fly, 2 lengths to Rotang, a neck to Oriole, 3 lengths Paradiddle on the inside, and then Piper Star, a length and a half to Forest Jim. He should be suited by the pace. Back behind them, a Currency Rep and Chart the Stars as they swing the corner, and it's El Nino for Damien Oliver. The favourite straightened up by 3 lengths to Oriole, giving chase in the Cerise Cutters, followed by Rotang. Will Win Fly struggling. Now Piper Star, and Forest Jim has pulled to the outside, and he's about to let loose with his challenge. Passing the 400, El Nino's come back to them quickly. Oriole hit the front down the outside as Forest Jim, and Currency Rep from last is coming home with Piper Star, and Chart the Stars making ground. They're across the track here. Currency Rep wide out, went to Piper Star, Oriole, Chart the Stars, and then Forest Jim. It's Currency Rep. Currency Rep about a half in front and wins it. Currency Rep first, Chart the Stars second, and Oriole's run third. Then Piper Star and Forest Jim. Behind those to finish in the race were Rotang, Paradiddle, Will Win Fly, and El Nino. Burnt too fast early and finished last of all. There's a blowout for the punters. Currency Rep, $21.80 and $4.40. Number 8, Currency Rep, the winner. Second placing, number 7, Chart the Stars, Vincent Hall, and third, number 9, Oriole, ridden by Darren Gauci. 8, 7 and 9 it was on race number 7. Well, totally different situation for Currency Rep here today. coming from last in a fast run race. He went round in that listed event at Moonee Valley, and he worked very hard up on the pace and dropped out badly prior to the home turn on that occasion, beaten some 13 lengths. Totally different riding pattern, tongue tie going on as well, and it's produced the big turnaround from last to first. Lightly race galloper, and that really, his run at Moonee Valley was the only blemish on his form guide. Outside of that, he'd had 3 victories in South Australia, and certainly I suppose he's gone round at big odds here today, but you had to be a forgiving punter to find him after his flopperoo in listed company last time out.
Thank you, Matt. And the last of the day to wind up the carnival here in Sydney for the spring before a crowd of 4,029. And the popular pick in the last is De France, number 7 at $4.30. Second pick is number 1, and that's Fashion News at $5.30. Incidentally, in the previous race, Silver Castle, who was well tried in the event. Thanks, Nadia. Silver Castle, well tried in the previous race, bled. So that accounts for its poor performance. Silver Castle bled during the running of the previous race. 2 to move in for the last of the day. Foolish Things coming up now, and Shamrocks will complete the line. Thanks, Rodney. Just telling a television audience, Silver Castle bled during the previous race, so that accounted for his performance. Silver Castle bled, and he'll be out for 3 months. Following on Grandicer on Saturday, who bled, of course. So bad luck for connections of both horses. Now, Shamrocks comes up into the gates, and we're set for action, the last of the day. Ooh, Fashion News, restless again. They're off this time. He didn't miss it at all, Fashion News, and actually 4 Bill from the widest alley jumped quickly, headed by Knuckalodian, and here's Fashion News going fast to lead and settling. Fashion News from De France and Knuckalodian, Concord 4th, and then Fancy Colours, followed closely by Bold Zaffer on the outside, Hayden between horses next. A couple to Foolish Things, Mirage Lover, 4 Bill getting right back now, and the same can be said for Shamrocks, and close up Shannon Magic on the inside. They race along past the 700, and Fashion News a length on De France in the 3rd posse, Concord. The Canberra Galloper, Knuckalodian running 4th, and then Fancy Colours, Hayden. Wider out as Bold Zaffer. 2.5 lengths then to Foolish Things on the outside of Mirage Lover. Then 4 Bill, Shamrocks, and Shannon Magic brings up the rear. Fashion News a length on De France as they round the corner on the last here at the farm. A length to Knuckalodian, called upon by M. Carl. On the inside, Concord getting through. Hayden to the outside, Fancy Colours, and Bold Zaffer next down past the 200. And Fashion News grabbed by Concord. Knuckalodian in the outside to France, and then Fancy Colours. Concord on the inside is going home better, and Concord beat De France and Fashion News. Then Knuckalodian, Fancy Colours, Hayden, 4 Bill, Foolish Things, Shamrock, Shannon Magic, Mirage Lover, and Bold Zaffer last to complete the course.
Concord number 6 for Darren Beedman, $6.70, $2.30. 7 De France, $1.90, and 1 Fashion News at $2.50. But Concord takes the last at Warwick Farm, trained by Bill Thompson at Corindi. That was his 7th win from only 20 starts, so he's been a fairly honest galloper. Race 8 at Warwick Farm. Now we're moving on to
little canine quadrupeders holding court, and he's going to have a bit of fun out there, I'm sure. Bendigo, the meeting tomorrow. The track is rated as dead, and the rail is out 4 metres. Was won in dazzling style by Bardigo, trained by Leon Corstens and ridden by Greg Childs. Currency Rep won the previous race. Real form turnaround with a drop in class and different riding tactics today. Here's Quietly Adamant coming up into the line. Talia, she's a class act. Little Oregon Seal to come along. Gee, she's a tiny little thing, Oregon Seal, as you well know. Now circling around behind the gates there, Craig Williams was looking up to just about every other jockey that he was having a chat with. A bit like sitting in an MG at the traffic lights, I reckon. Peter Mertens, Oregon Seal now for Craig Williams, and Talia, Damien Oliver coming along to complete the line. 5:10 matriculate now, 5:20 Lady Pavlova, so the gap is closed between those two more favoured runners, and the lights are flashing. They're ready for the last. Racing and Casual Remark began fairly. Talia from an outside barrier was slow and is going to over their heels in the early part of the race and get to the rail. Balonic, one of the first out. Quietly Adamant is up there. Mystic Melody is fighting for the lead too. Lady Pavlova not far off them. So settling fully now out towards the 1700 metres. Mystic Melody moving up on the outside, and Quietly Adamant shared the front. Matriculate 2 lengths away in the box seat third. Lady Pavlova gets a good trail fourth, and then came Walisa on the outside fifth, trailed by Balonic. Casual Remark, Saxophone. 2 lengths to Rockina, who's travelling wide at the 1400 metres, followed by Oregon Seal, and then She's a Class Act, and over 2 lengths to Talia. Mystic Melody went out with a 3-length advantage as they head to the 1200 metres, perhaps 4 now as they run down the back ahead of Quietly Adamant. 3 lengths Matriculate, Lady Pavlova, 2 Walisa, 2 Balonic. They're followed by Rakina, who can't get on the track. Casual Remark the rail. A length Saxophone tracking out wide, and they're followed then at the 1000-metre mark by She's a Class Act, Oregon Seal and Talia. Mystic Melody went out with the big lead mid-race and comes to the 800 metres, 6 lengths in advance of Quietly Adamant. 2 lengths Matriculate. Over on the inside, Lady Pavlova, 3 to Walisa, trailed by Casual Remark, and then Balonic. Saxophone. Well back is She's a Class Act with Rakina. She's been wide all the way, and then Oregon Seal and Talia. Mystic Melody comes to the turn about 4 lengths now to Quietly Adamant. Matriculate. Then Lady Pavlova, who's under pressure on the inside as they cornered. Balonic makes a run on the outside, and Rakina's coming the deepest. Mystic Melody comes to the 400, still about 3 or 4 lengths in front. Balonic and Matriculate with Rakina are coming, and Oregon Seal from the back. It's Mystic Melody at the 300 metres, now being grabbed by Balonic and Rakina on the outside. Here comes Talia from a long way back, and Oregon Seal. It's Rakina wide out hitting the front. Oregon Seal darts up on the inside. Oregon Seal and Rakina from Talia. Oregon Seal on the inside. The tiny dot of a mare has got home. Oregon Seal has won it about a neck on the line. Rakina. Talia, I think, will grab third ahead of Matriculate, and then came Mystic Melody, and they were trailed by Balonic, and then Walisa. Casual Remark, followed by She's a Class Act, Quietly Adamant, Saxophone and Lady Pavlova.
Oregon Seal, number 3, ridden by Craig Williams, 9.80, 3.30, 11 Rachina, Scott Seamer, 2.50 and 4 Talia, Damien Oliver, $2.60, 3.11 4. That's the last race at Flemington. The Light Fingers handicap. The winner is trained by Bobby Skelton at Mornington. Oregon Seal, that's her 7th win from only 21 starts. Certainly a drop in class from a black type race that she contested last time out. The Heatherley handicap at Caulfield. She's had a good freshen up since then. It's done her the world of good. And there she is winning the last, 3.11 4. Now Cheltenham's 3 minutes.
Paul Lacey